Ryan once said,
trading is like going to war in a sense, right? So you don't go to war without a plan.
this is why Ryan built a proven trading plan, and it's already transforming lives. These reviews from real members say it all, directly from Trustpilot, where our members give 5-star reviews about the Substack, course, and community. Don't trade without a plan. Subscribe to Substack now. Conquer the markets.
Yo, let me get myself going here. There we are. What's up, y'all? Good to see you guys. Pleasure. Happy Monday. It was quite a day today. A whole lot of balance, and here we are just to kind of recap and see what's cooking. So first and foremost, as usual, throw it out there. I just posted something on both Substack and Discord. If you are a new subscriber to the Substack, for a limited time, I am giving away 30 days free to the Substack. If you guys have been watching this, you already know you'd be foolish not to sign up. It's free. All you do is put your email in, boom, you're done. It's very simple. I get you turned on tonight. I've had a slew of people, literally probably 50 over the past week, who have subscribed. And, I've gotten a ton of direct DMs. People just really happy with it because, as you guys know, they're bangers. They play out. So let's get into that. First and foremost, I wanted to announce the 50K prop firm giveaway that I had for Friday. I told you guys I would announce it today. And I'm not sure if this guy's fucking with me or not. The name's kind of funny. Jim.puffs, JimPuffs420 at yahoo.com. JimPuffs420 at yahoo.com. There you go, Jimmy. All right, that's what's up. So we'll get you squared away. All the winners who have won the prop firm so far, challenges, I will take care of you guys this week. So I've already reached out to the other 3. And Jim, I will reach out to you tonight and send you a little message, and we'll talk about getting you squared away this week. So congratulations to all those winners. I was thinking about doing this once a month, basically, for anybody who wants to put in for it. We would get a nice little pool, people going, and maybe give away, 1 or 2 a month. Just people who attend, and just kind of keep an ongoing pool. Right now there's about 75 people in the pool, which is pretty cool. So I'd like to give away some more of this stuff, and helps you guys out, helps me, and so that's what's up. So if you think about it, shoot me a DM, let me know. And again, don't forget to subscribe to the Substack. That's kind of a big deal for you guys, and big for me too. I really enjoy getting my content out there. I like helping people. Got some guys in the room, who make me feel pretty good. They're like my big cheerleaders, and they're like, "Hey man, you fucking kill it again, top and bottom." And it's a feel good moment for me. So, it's a little bit of an ego thing as well. I'm not gonna lie. I like being right, and I like helping people. So that's what's up. The other thing I wanted to tell you guys, please, if you have not subscribed to the YouTube or to Twitter, please, Ryan Bailey Edge. That is my handle across all the networks. Subscribe, like, retweet. Do me a favor, hook me up. Guys, here's what's crazy. So my account got hacked like a year ago. It took me 3 months to get my new account set up. And so I lost like 4,000 followers. I'm starting all over from the ground up. You probably see some posts. I don't get any traction anymore. Like literally no impressions, very few likes. You guys would be doing me a huge service by liking and retweeting the stuff that I post, just to get it out there for other people too. Like I said, obviously I'm not doing this shit for my health. I want to help you guys, and so we can all make some money. So please make sure that you like and subscribe and retweet and all that goodness. And again, in order to win all this stuff, you obviously need to be subscribed to one of these channels, or hopefully both of them. And obviously the Substack's banging. So if you're on there, I look at that all the time, and then we'll get you squared away over there. So with that being said, now look, guys, I'm going to tell you, I was downstairs doing dishes. This isn't a super polished show, but it never is, right? I don't know if you know this or not, but when I do the weekend reviews, when I do all the videos, there's no scripts. I don't rehearse. I don't split this stuff together. I just freestyle and make it happen. So bear with me. We're going to go over the day and, kind of just, go over what played. And so first and foremost, we had a great weekend review. If you haven't watched it, it's on YouTube, it's on Substack, and it's on Twitter. Shocker, right? But, we talked about how we were in this massive balance, but I still feel like, we could come down a little bit, and we need to start buying into this temporary weakness. I've given many reasons for that. I'm not going to continue to repeat myself. If you guys want to, watch that stuff, we'll get into that later. But, this is one of the things that was really big for me this morning. There's a lot of guys in the Discord room. And as you guys know, I don't do a morning outlook on Substack for Monday because I do the weekend review. And so it kind of falls into Monday. But, when I come in the morning and, for the guys in the Discord room, I'm very chatty. I got my own channels and it's kind of a perk of being in there. And so, one of the things that kind of stood out to me, and I posted this on Twitter, but let me see if I can blow this up. There you go. So ES is opening directly in the middle of last week's balance at point of control. This, my friends, is called the fuck zone. Okay. And that is the absolute truth. When you're right in the middle of balance, it is very hard to pick a direction because our edge is in the edges. Okay. We're always talking about basically playing the extremes. This was a perfect case of how this wasn't how it was going to play out this morning, but we made it work. And as you can see right here, 68.9250 was our current price when I posted this, and the weekly POC was 68.93. So kind of interesting. And I'm going to go ahead and pull over today's profile as well, or just the last couple of days. I mean, you could see we are just literally, this was Thursday, Friday. We basically sat in balance, swept the low, came back up. In Globex, we swept the high, and we actually swept the same high, the overnight high, and this high, and then we fell. And obviously, we rotated back up, and that's what we're going to get into here real shortly, exactly how that played out. Okay, so this is super important for you guys so you understand. I put out all this stuff ahead of time in the weekend review, and once again, it played like the bee's knees. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and throw this first one up here for you. So this was the key resistance zone setup, right? on the very top in the trade plan. We had the untested 4-hour short at basically 06. So 69.0575. This is our only untested level to deal with to the upside. The 4 hours losing support is the key spot. So we wanted to see him play this level, get continuation back below 6,900. This could come down pretty good, and it did. It come down real nice. So as you guys know, we smacked this morning. I think they kind of bled up in about 07, which, okay, big deal. We were off by a point, right? But they came all the way down to 55. And for those of you guys who, looked at the plan, 55 was in there too. But this wasn't just like a little short, guys. This was 60 points, right? And it was fast. I mean, this is 1 hour, and this is the 2nd hour candle. And so, it closed all the way back up here. So it did this in a matter of like, an hour and 30 minutes. And so 60 points was an awesome free fall. We got an awesome short out of this. And we also had the place to get, out of our short as well. Now, I wasn't so certain that this was going to stop there, but let me show you what I posted as well. I put this in the room, and obviously I let it kind of play out a little bit first because, the guys in the room get first privilege. But, I said, I guess we'll find out here. So as I told these guys, many of you know I was short from the weekend review, or bearish, let me just say that. Bitcoin's getting nailed. We've talked about how Bitcoin is kind of a leading indicator for me. It should be for you too. And I'm not saying like tick for tick. I'm just saying if crypto's weak, if it's looking soft, and when I say crypto, I mean Bitcoin and really like Ethereum in general, because I look at the two to kind of get a market sentiment. But, when Bitcoin is weak, I mean, the overall indices has a tendency to be weak. And it really just has to do with risk assets. We talked about this in a previous post-market outlook. And it just simply comes down to, this thing's super volatile. And, if people are going to get out of one thing first, if you are invested across multiple asset classes, you're going to get out of the most volatile first. Okay. And that's crypto. There's no question about it. So, essentially what it says is here, the smack from 06, 07 was very important. We have to deal with 76 and then 55. Well, this was 76, right? This is a 74, but we're going to call it 76 and then 55. Voila. Okay. Voila. 55 is the low down here. Absolutely beautiful. Okay. And what's funny about the 55, and I'm going to show you guys this too. This is kind of comical. Oh, I didn't include it in here. Wah, wah, wah. Well, let me see if I can find it. I could have swore I had this in here. Hang on. I'll just pull over the original post. I try to actually clip everything for us ahead of time so that we don't have to flip through this, but that's fine. This is what it looks like. If you guys haven't looked at the trade plans before, pretty cool. So right here, this is our very first untested 4-hour support, 68.55. Untested 4-hour, 1 hour. They could come down and play this and drift all the way back up to 69.0575. That was the very first support level on here. Okay, well, guess what? 68.55. We played it, so we went from the high to the low. Absolutely wunderbar. Just an amazing day. We called it perfectly, and nobody was crying or complaining. It was a solid day. So that's what's up. The other thing that I wanted to show you guys, let me see if I can pull this up. It's kind of cool. Let's see where we at. VIX. Yes. VIX. You know, I talk a lot of shit about VIX because people say you can't do technical analysis on it. I even posted that again today. The very first thing we have in here is the main pivot. Is 1735 monthly. We bumped our head here multiple times. Above this is bearish for the ES. Well, guess what, guys? We did it again. This is how we started the day. Literally, we started right here above 1735. They pushed up and they made new highs. That was our 50 or 60 point short today. That thing was our first indication. We held above this magnificent pivot here and went up. Now, we do obviously have this level here to deal with, but I'll let you check it out in the trade plan. It's actually in the weekend review. I talk about this level, and I'm going to mention it tomorrow in the post as well. But this is, just beautiful. I love it when it all works out like that. So, we called it way ahead of time. It worked out perfect. This was kind of like our confluence that everything was going to work out for our short, and it did. It was awesome. So certainly not upset about that. Now, let's talk about this post one more time. It's hard to say which direction we're going to go. I just got to be frank. When we have these dailies here that we sit in balance and we're literally right in the middle of everything, it's really difficult to pick a direction. Okay. Because, they go back and forth, they wipe things, they test things. And, it's like, are we losing? Are we gaining? And, right now I have to just shoot you straight. I am still slightly bearish. And I'm not saying like, oh my God, we're going to, 6,600, but I'm just saying, I think we can come down here and get below this yesterday's low. I think it's possible. And I really think we should be able to fill this gap. We never quite got there. I was hoping we would get there today. And NQ actually just missed its gap. And what's crazy is NQ's got a beautiful untested daily down there. But I'm going to show you why I really think this. And I was showing Rob this today. I'm going to go ahead and hide the rest of this crap. So so I don't confuse you guys. And so, I usually don't get all crazy like that on these streams and talk about this stuff, but I just want to walk you through why I feel the way I do. And, maybe it's a little bit just to justify things myself here, but we'll see. And we'll actually see exactly what the deal is as far as what we need to get above or below. So this was the short I was looking at today. Where's my pin at? Oh, it's not going to work. Terrible. All right. This was the area that I was looking at today, right? 68, 96, 75. Let me see if I can reset this pin. Damn thing. I love my pen. Hang on. I need this pen. All right. So right now, for me, the 4-hour continues to lose support. Okay. Now, the daily has not lost support. I mean, we are pushing up still, but at the end of the day, the weakness has to start somewhere. Okay. So I'm just going to show you how I look at this and why I think what I think, and then what needs to happen in order for this to be invalidated. And because right now our short worked. Okay. So this was our leg to the high. All right. And we played it right here. Whoop, smack, boom, big hit. Okay. Now, we just came up here and they closed down here, more weakness. Okay. And what's interesting is this is the 4-hour that played today, right? 94. But that's not the one I wanted. I'm going to be honest. I missed the short today. I was sitting at 96 and they played 94 and they played all these areas here that we talked about, but again, I mean, I was whatever. I was being me and I was being a dick for a tick. It happens all the time. I'm a dick quite often, apparently. But with that, so I am looking for this 96.75 to play. right now, we've kind of done this number, right? This was our big above below line. We talked about this in the outlook today or Sunday. We come up, we played this, we smacked hard. We closed down here again. We swept the low, made a new low. We come back up. Now we've smacked this 4-hour support. For me, everything really pivots on 68, 96, 75 right now. If we come up and play this and fail, we should make a new low. Okay, just plain and simple. But if we get above this and do this number, it's over with. We're going to go all the way back up because I have no other untested resistance above us. Everything is tested. Yes, there's some super significant 4 hours here. I think we even have some dailies up here, but this is tested. And as you can see, we have the previous weekly value area high up here at 20. I mean, if they get above 20, 18, forget about it. This thing's going to make a new all-time high. And, really, because this 05 is tested, if they come above 96.75, I think we continue to go up. And I really want to see this area play and then just kind of get that little continuation down. Now, 55 is wiped. We should come down. And I really think this is what I would like to see happen. Again, we've talked about these areas down here in 05 and lower. Would love to get down there. But there is a possible chance that they come down here and they sweep this low again. And then we, pull another failed breakdown or whatever you want to call it, sweep and go, sweep and grab, liquidity sweep, whatever. And once they get back above this low and ultimately 55, we could trigger along all the way back up. It's really hard to say with this market exactly what's going to happen. So that's why we have our if-then statements, right? And we just play it for what it's worth. So that is how I see this going. That is why I continue to kind of push the downside narrative. But again, I'm not super bearish by any means. I mean, I just kind of short-term intraday bearish, but I think we can get down into this area, but that doesn't mean we will. So I don't want you guys to be like, oh, Ryan says we're short. It's not the case. Okay. Ryan says that if we can't get above 96.75, then we make new local lows. Okay. If we get above this, then we have to deal with 05.75, but it's tested and then we can continue to grind up. So really 96.75 is the big deal, guys. And then if not, we come down in here in this juicy shit I was telling you about before. Okay. We won't get into that right now. It's kind of silly. So let me see if that's all I got for ES here. It is. Okay, so that's basically what I got for your ES. We're going to see what happens. We'll see where we open in the morning. You guys know that I like RTH sessions. With a family and wife and all this, I can sit here all freaking night. So I don't trade Globex. I kind of wait and see where we're at in the morning. I prefer to trade, the open or even from 7, 8 o'clock in the morning. So I don't trade at night. So we'll see what happens. We'll see where we open. But ultimately, what happens is we're going to look at see what happens at 96.75. Okay, so that's what's up. Now let's talk about something else real fast. Now this is for my crypto peeps. Okay, as you guys know, I'm really big into Bitcoin, and there's a lot of projects that I really like. Me and my guys have talked about some things. One of my homies that I've been trading with for a long time, especially crypto. Piper, if you're there, Piper, what's up, dude? This one's for you. We talked about this over the weekend, and I don't know if he's buying it or not, but I'm going to. So, and that project that I'm talking about right now is Uniswap. Okay. I was talking with Davey about this too, my boy Dave. This is an OG project. I don't know if you guys know what Uniswap is, but Uniswap is basically the largest decentralized exchange of Ethereum-based tokens, okay? And I'm talking about huge, right? They've been around since the inception. Decentralized finance is like where it's at right now. Nobody trusts centralized exchanges. Plus, they keep a record of everything that you do and the government and all this other shit. And, crypto is like for the people. It's to get away from all that. So Uniswap is the bomb, and they're one of many, and they're for Ethereum-based tokens. There's one for Solana, and there's ones that do cross chains and all kinds of stuff, but that's a different conversation. But this one is the OG. This one is the big boy, okay? And so I had to ask Google, I'm like, why is this thing $5? I heard some rumors that they did $1 trillion worth of volume last year. And they did. I looked it up. They did. So check this out. This is crazy. I don't understand why this thing's not $100 or more. I really do not understand. So, I love my Gemini. I use it for stock. I use it for all kinds of stuff. I'm like, Uniswap is getting punished. It's at $5. Is this news driven? What is the deal? And it's like, no, it's the punishment is technical, not news driven. And it basically, talks about these prices, et cetera, that, are make it or break it by certain traders, whatever. I don't give a shit about them. And they just talk about how essentially that, it's just under pressure like the rest of the market. Now, here's the part that kind of blew me away. Okay. And I asked it, how much volume has Uni done to date and also in 2024 and 2025? So as of 2025, Uniswap has surpassed $3 trillion in cumulative trading volume since launch. It says it's approximately 3.44 trillion as of June 2025. I am mind blown. I just simply can't believe it. That is just incredible. And they've done $1 trillion in 2025 year to date. I mean, this is not a bullshit protocol, people. So for me, this is not a meme coin. This is not, whatever. This is a real life use case scenario. And when, I kind of look at crypto just like every other market, there's value, stocks, and, stuff that really works. And I think this is worth a buy. And, for me right now, and I know you're probably looking like, wow, look at that. It got down to like $2. Well, guess what? Everything got down there. This was the Trump China tariffs thing that basically liquidated the entire crypto market. It was the same wick here on ETH. It was the same huge wick there on Bitcoin. Like, look at this one. I mean, it's just across the entire market. So, please don't, I don't even know if you can count that wick. So I am kind of not counting it all. And I'm just looking at this and I'm saying, okay, since 2021, this has essentially been the bottom multiple times. Now, this is probably not a get paid quick type of ordeal. Right now, the crypto market is coming down. There's no question about it. Here's the market caps, right? Even this kind of looks pretty rough. Bitcoin could potentially come down farther. And, these, look at that big wick down. That was crazy. That was from the Trump thing. And it played the leg. So again, can it come lower? Yeah. I mean, shit. Everything can go to zero. We don't know where it's going to go. All I know is this coin's been around since I've been playing with crypto, and it's doing, $1 trillion a year plus in volume. This is a serious token. And so I am looking at this. I'm going to start DCAing into this. I'm probably going to buy $1,000 worth of this tonight. It's down 12%. It's at $5. This to me looks like an easy $10 jab here. How high can it go? I don't know. You're asking the wrong guy about that because it's all pure speculation, right? But, just looking at this, why can't we get to $9 from here? Why can't we get to $8 from here? If I bought a couple $1,000 worth, this is right up to here at $8 from 5 to 8 is a 57% return. Okay. Let's look at how many times it's been to $8 all the fucking time. I mean, it's constantly touching $8, right? Even in the bear market, it was getting $8. Okay. So I think this is pretty logical. It looks like this is the wick over here, actually. So $8.60. So I think that this is possible for a 50-60% return easily on your first, TP, and basically at least 100%. I mean, that's only $10. For me, this is the kind of coin that I feel like could be around a super long time. It's already been around a super long time. It already has a use case. ETH is not going anywhere. As long as they continue to do volume like this, this is what I'm talking about. Now, it very well could come all the way down and make new lows. But if this wick is actually not real and we can omit this wick, I'm looking at around $4. So buy some here, buy some there, kind of see what happens. But, who knows? Maybe I get stuck holding the bag. I don't know. Who knows? You just never know, right? So that's that play. So I wanted to share that with you guys. I thought that that'll interest some of my crypto guys for sure. And, we'll kind of see how it plays out. So, as long as you don't sell it, you can never take a loss, right? It's kind of the crypto motto, just hold them. So that's it for you guys. Do we have any questions? Let me look and see if we have questions. I haven't really used this too much here. Hang on. Yo, a lot of people joining. That's what's up. Okay. So somebody wants to know, do we have a Discord? Yes, we do. I've talked about that before. The Discord is available to Substack subscribers, and just let me know. Shoot me a DM if you're already a subscriber. Bring you in. It's called the Inner Circle, and you'd be good to go there. I have some private channels which I can show you. Actually, let me show you what the Discord holders get. What the guys in the room are getting a hold of here, just so people know. Maybe we can kind of start pointing people to this. So I actually have my own slew of channels here underneath the founders notes, where I basically just talk. Okay, this is just my section here, where I basically kind of go over intraday updates. Talk about, see, here's the short. I was all over this short, right? And you can see I was actually resting right there with that red line. Just missed me, those little bastards. But we go over the market, and as I see things kind of evolving, we talk about it. I talk about commodities, and then of course some stocks, and I'm kind of pulling out, and obviously crypto. I got another guy in the room too. His name's Doc. He does all SPX stuff, and it's cool to see what's going on there. Then of course these are the channels where the traders participate in. We have a lot of course holders in the room. This is how we originally started. Actually, is very exclusive to course holders only. And so, it was just a crew of guys who bought the course, and we all looked and traded the same and what have you. But after we started doing the Substack, a lot of people asked to get in. And so there's my man Zoog and TML. You guys have heard. And Blood, what's up, Blood? Okay, that's what's up. And then, of course, we got massive affiliates. And then, I'm just going to go ahead and throw it out there. Call me what you will. I know we like the ladies. This is probably the best part of the room, though. I'm not going to bullshit. We got a ladies' night channel. When you're bored and you got nothing going on, you got to check out the girls, right? We're going to bring them in, because that's what we're all here for. And for the girls, I can't leave you out as well. There's no dudes in here or anything, but we got cars and watches and all that good stuff. And then of course we got our scoreboard where everybody throws their money up when we do have a good day. So yeah, that's basically it for for the Discord room and how that plays out. So I think that's it for now. Let me see if there's any other questions. What do I think about new all-time highs again? I think it's going to happen. I do. I think we're going to make new all-time highs at some point on ES. I don't know when. I think we come down first. But again, you never know. It really just all comes down to that 68.96 I was telling you about. If we can't get above it, we're going to come down, and we're just going to do a liquidity grab. There's something I wanted to point out. This is crazy. I totally forgot about this, and this is going to take us a little bit over 30 minutes, but I saw this today. I couldn't believe it. Let me pull this up. This is freaking nuts. And I don't know how true this is. Oh, no, I know it's true because I saw Trump on TV. I hope it's not AI. I don't think it is. So I was looking at this, and I actually Googled it to see what's up. Hang on, let's see here. Right here. So there is, on November 5th, the Supreme Court is ruling to see if the tariffs are even legal. And if they're not, if they rule that they're not legal and they take away the tariffs, this market is going to just absolutely implode. I mean, he was even talking about the same thing. Like right now, his whole like presidency has been based on getting these tariffs implemented. And our entire market, all the gyrations we've been dealing with are tariff based. And so it doesn't mean it's going to implode forever, but I mean, it'll basically wipe out everything that he's done so far. So if you guys get a chance, watch this clip. It's really interesting. I mean, he talks about it too. And I looked it up and they are, I guess November 5th is the day I was, checking this out, and this is all coming down on November 5th right here. And it'll be really interesting to see what happens. I mean, this could be a huge day for the market. I mean, either way, it's probably going to shake things up a little bit. Okay, so something to definitely check out. Keep on the calendar. I couldn't believe it when I read it. I didn't even realize that that was something that was even being talked about. I know that they were like, always trying to make it what he does, like illegal or take it away or whatever. But I didn't think they were actually getting ready to vote on it on November 5th. So this is a big deal. So let's keep this on our calendar. If you guys come up with any more research on this or possibilities that's happening, please shoot me a message. I'd love to know more about this, because this is like a freaking monster event here. So, I mean, if they find this, if they take away the tariffs, I can't even imagine what'll happen. I really don't know. I mean, it would just be so interesting for our market. And right now, it's like the cornerstone of his presidency. So anyways, I'll leave it at that. It's been good. It's been fun. I appreciate you guys joining me. Don't forget to like and subscribe, follow me. And then again, sign up for the Substack, guys. The links are in the Twitter. The links are in the Substack. Sign up. If you're not a subscriber, if you've never signed up for the free trial, it's 30 days for free. Put your email in there. You can't afford not to. Every time we get on here, I show you we got the highs and the lows of the day. What are you waiting for? Okay, so be good. I will talk to you guys soon and see you tomorrow. And subscribers, I'll see you tomorrow for the trade plan. So cheers and have an excellent evening.